Hello, good morning to everyone. I want to say sorry to all my international colleagues for my English. I'm so sorry, really. I hope you understand what I'm saying. The New Together for us is not just one project, but it's how our discipline, architecture, and urban planning reacts to an input, reacts to an emergency like the pandemic, react to a desire of people to stay together somewhere out of the building. So I want to say some few words about outdoor spaces that in our vision are the connection between people, the connection between cities, the connection between buildings. And it's the connection that we architects create to make places where people can hang, where people can stay out of their homes, out of their offices. I want to show 4 different projects, different for function, different for typology, different for extension, where the interpretation of outdoor spaces and the connection, so indoor spaces as well, can react in the sense. This is ICS School project ended during the pandemic emergency. It's a school for 900 guys from primary school till high school. And this place is very special for me. It's, I was the project leader of this building. And it's done with really basic concept. The first one was to grow. As the people, the users grow from primary to high school, they have more knowledge, so they can have a vision over the city from some spaces that are the terraces. Another concept that we used to have, it was to link all the offer of open spaces inside and outside the school to guarantee the people to stay in different places but all together. This is the site plan. The school is next to a huge park inside the Symbiosis Intervention in Milan. And one of the other principles for the layout of the building has been to anticipate what will happen once I will be inside. So from the street, I see the reception, the hall, the lobby, and once I am in the lobby, I can see the bridge that is inside the building and links the elevator to the auditorium. Once I go toward the elevator, I can see the gym, I can see the swimming pool, I can see the auditorium, and once I am inside the gym, inside the swimming pool, I can see outside under the glass facade that we designed all over the space. So these are a few images to understand what I was saying. So this is the hall, and you see on the right the bridge. The bridge connects the elevators with the auditorium. These are the vision that we had of the public space, because the hall, it's not just a reception. The hall is a space where we can sit in and we have a relation between teachers, students, parents, and these are all the special spaces. So the gym, and I can see outside the garden, the swimming pool as well, with a natural lighting system. And these are the terraces that face the public space, the external public space, with a basket field, the corridor that make the link between the patios, the terraces, etc. So once that you look at the building, you can see the privileged point of view that you can have once you are inside. So this is the link with the city. The second project is the new Policlinico. It's a very interesting project because it's one of the biggest area inside the city center that has never built since the tribunal, I think, in the early 30s. Policlinico was a hospital, is a hospital, but with a layout, a particular urban layout, because it was divided in some pavilions, as you can see in yellow, and each pavilion hosted specialized doctors for specialized pathology. So once that we started to design the new Policlinico, we had to ask to the medical people how we could manage this kind of layout. And the possibility for a physician to work inside a single building produced an high reflection characteristic for diagnosis outcomes. So with a single building, they could have over tower vision on the people, on the patients, and we decided to make a new building, a single building, a single hyper-technological object. But the problem was that we had to guarantee also the fluxes between and beneath the building. So we tried to ask how we could guarantee also the public space and the historical fluxes inside the area. So we decided to make two simple actions. The first action has been rise up the building, creating a new gallery that crosses the site. And the second decision has been to create a green rooftop, a 7,000 square meters green rooftop accessible by the hospital community, but also to the people, to the citizens. These two strategies made a little piece of the puzzle inside the historical city where we could dialogue and talk with other situations that you see on this slide. So now you can see the new project and you can cross east to west the site plan, and on the top you have the 7,000 square meters park accessible by everyone. These are some images. It started in 2007, I guess. And this is the layout of the rooftop with different functions for different uses and users. This is another interesting project because it's a social housing project that we designed for Redo. It is one of the biggest developers in Italy for social housing functions. We had to operate in an existing situation because there were 5 buildings that never finished the construction. It was an office master plan that never see the light. It started in 1985, and then in 1995 it stopped when just the structure, the main structure, was complete. So once that Redo took this master plan, we have to insert a totally different function because we started with a layout made for offices, optimized for offices, and we had to insert some residents inside. This was the situation at the very beginning of the master plan. We analyzed the existing structure, and we saw that we have long balconies that surrounded all the structure, and we have 5 courtyards that originally could function like standalone devices. We decided to demolish just few parts on the ground floor because we wanted to link all the courts and create some spaces that could activate not just the master plan but all the neighborhood, because we wanted to insert an intervention that could attract also the people that lived in the surrounding context. The orange one were to sell and the blue one were to rent. So we decided to focus with the open and the public space on the rentable, and we inserted some public function like a clinic, like commercial, but also little function for the inhabitants, so common rooms, etc. And this is the result of our exploration. And the last project, I am finishing the time, it's at Ex Macello. We won this competition. It's a Reinventing City competition. Actually, it's the second one that we won inside a production site for meat treatments inside Milan. It's a huge area because it's 150,000 square meters. And it was a production site, so it was totally impermeable to the fluxes to the city. So we decided to react to this condition by demolishing all the boundaries. We have to work on the boundaries, and we decided to make this site permeable and use the existing building inside it together with the new building. So the historical function will be university, will be research points, will be pod, fab lab and something, and then the yellow one will be a residence for free, for rent, etc. The result has been the distribution of public functions inside the ground floor of the building, trying to put the most public function towards the public space and to create some, in a certain sense, shade of privacy for these public spaces, because we wanted to make people understand that they were in a private space, but that they were in a public space, not using fences, but just using functions. And this was the main driver that our client gave to us. This is the result. So huge external spaces, indoor, outdoor, who knows, but that connects all the parts of the site. And these are some suggestions before and after the design. It will finish, I hope, in 2030. And this is that kind of public space that can be used in daytime, but also nighttime, trying to give a checkpoint also to enter the public space. Thank you very much.